Welcome to Charter Local Edition. I'm Tracy Young. On Sunday, October 25th, the Long Beach Central Area Association will present a theatrical fundraiser entitled Mulatto to support the Long Beach Public Library. And joining us to talk about this two-part play is both its author and actress, Juliette Fairley. Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
This play is actually very personal. Will you speak for a moment about your father and your mother? And I understand that you wrote this play in just 2 short months.
Yes, I perform all the characters. It's a one-woman show, and the first part tells the story of my mother, who's white and blonde, blue-eyed from France, and then my father, who is African-American from North Carolina, how they met, during the time that they met, and the challenges that they faced as an interracial couple in the 70s. So my father grew up under Jim Crow, my mother grew up under the Nazi regime in Europe, and so they had a lot in common, although they look completely different.
Speak for a moment about your mother, because most people think that if you're blonde and blue-eyed, that you would not have a problem with Nazi Germany.
Right, and you know, my grandmother, she was 90-something when she died a couple of years ago, I mean, they suffered, and you would think that they wouldn't suffer, but the Nazis ate their food, drank their water, walked into their home without knocking on the door. There was bombings, they put guns to my grandmother's head. I mean, my grandmother really suffered. My mother was like a very little girl, but the stories were passed down to me, so it's like, it's not a win-win for anyone.
So you had a lot to actually pull from then, didn't you?
Yes, absolutely.
Then speak about your father when you say Jim Crow, the Jim Crow South, what that was like for your father.
Well, my grandmother used to say to him, my black grandmother would say to him, we're going to town, don't look up. You just look down with your head down, don't look up. Because she was afraid if he looked at the white girls, the little white girls, that he would be killed. So that's why she said, don't even look up. And there's a scene in the one-woman show where she says to him, don't look up. And so that's how he has to walk with his head down. And then he says when they went to the movie theaters, the Afros were upstairs in the balcony and the whites were next to the screen. And that, he was only 5 years old, but he knew that something wasn't right.
So what happened? Why did you want to write this play?
Well, it's an interesting story. It's a love story. And I wanted to show how fascism, racism, Nazism actually causes people to go together. Because my black grandmother said to my father, don't look at the white girls. My grandmother told my mother, don't look at the Africans, because they have Africans in France. Stay away from anything that wasn't white because of the Nazis. And that caused them to be fascinated with one another.
And you were the wonderful production of this. So why did you decide to write this play?
Well, because I also wanted to explain the psychology of biracial people, because there's more and more of us now, and like the president is biracial, and there's so many people that are biracial that it's to reinforce and validate them, and also to educate other people who may have no idea.
And when you've produced this play and demonstrated before, how did people respond?
Well, the white audiences, because it differs, the white audiences, they cry. I don't know. My parents are like, why are they crying? I said, I don't know. The Afro audiences, they laugh. I don't know.
So when you can elicit 2 different kinds of responses. So the last thing is on Sunday, October 25th, you're doing this fundraiser. Why did you choose to do this?
Well, I'm doing it for the Long Beach Central Area Association, and they're raising money. We're raising money for the libraries in Long Beach, because the budget cuts are resulting in reduced services and reduced personnel, which could result in more juvenile delinquency. So to prevent that, we want to raise money for the libraries in Long Beach. And
I did see one thing, people do need to RSVP in advance, right?
Yes, you want to go to foundtheater.org. Okay. Tickets are $50, $75, and $100, tax deductible, 100%, and it's a good cause.
All righty. Remind people it is Sunday, October 25th. It's a 2-part series, and we really encourage people to go out and see this play. Congratulations on the success of your work.
Thank you.
For Charter Local Edition, I'm Tracy Young. Now back to CNN Headline News.
October 17th, save the date and celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Long Beach branch NAACP. This incredible evening will honor these individuals and companies for their outstanding contributions to the community. In addition, there'll be a special tribute to Governor Schwarzenegger. So mark your calendar for Saturday, October 17th, and celebrate 30 years of joining the fight for freedom. For information, visit lbcannaacp.org or call 562-856-7586.